Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video. I just want to be very honest with y'all because in this video I'm just going to be talking about the troubles and tribulations of doll collecting, and what it can sometimes do to someone emotionally and how it can just be overwhelming and exhausting. And I know it sounds really dumb, it's just you're just collecting something, but it can take a toll on you when it's so important to you. So yes, in this video we're just gonna be talking a little bit, so let's get into it. Firstly though, I do want to give credit to the picture that I used as a thumbnail because it was just so perfect. It perfectly captured what I felt and what I feel while making this video. So I just feel like it just perfectly captured the whole essence of this video and like what we're talking about. It's the Paris Hilton Rainbow High doll laying on the floor in the same pose like what's his name, Peter Griffin from Family Guy when he fell down the stairs. I feel like it's so perfect, captures again everything perfectly. And it's from at Ew That Boy Doll on Instagram. They posted this picture on their story I think last week or so when they were posting Shadow High Series 2 dolls. And that's why there's a caption here that reads, me after my 15 minutes of fame, because they were getting a lot of attention because of those leaks. So just explanation for the thumbnail. I love it. It's just, don't you think it's perfect? It's kind of perfect. I just thought this is such a perfect picture for a video like this. So 2022 is coming to an end, and looking back, there's been many releases happening from LO Surprise, Rainbow High Bratz, Mermaids, Nana Surprise, Monster High, Barbie, and Monster High and Barbie I'm not even collecting really because Monster High G3 hasn't hit my country yet, and then Barbie I only collect certain Barbie dolls from Barbie Extra and whatnot. So it's really more focused on the MJ doll lines, ironically, which is Rainbow High, OMG, and then Bratz. I've been getting really into Bratz. I got some like last week on eBay, the holiday Trinity dolls and Katya, and then I also got Jade Lola on eBay because she was not available on Amazon or the official LO Surprise store, which is where I got Felicia Lola and Felicia Holiday doll, because I wanted to have the Trinity, that Trinity of Felicia, Trinity, and then Katya as the holiday dolls. And then obviously Lola, the Bratz dolls are iconic. I love them. So I've been really getting into Bratz. I got the reproductions of Girls Night Out, and then I got the reproductions of the Core Series 2. So yeah, MJ is sucking me in. Of course, with Rainbow High, this year we had Pacific Coast, we had Series 4 Rainbow High, we had Shadow High Series 1, now we have Shadow High Series 2 even for the US. We have, did I mention Rainbow Vision? And then we had Junior High Series 2. We had so many releases. It's honestly insane. And not to mention also the minis Bratz, minis OMG, minis Nana Surprise, which I also kind of stopped collecting Nana Surprise. I just kind of fell out of love with it. And then OMG, also a bunch of OMG dolls have been released. And I kind of feel like when so many things are released, it kind of takes away the passion I have for things that I think I want, if that makes sense. I am a completionist, so maybe that helps or not to kind of clue you into as to what kind of dedication and like affliction I have to collecting things. It's like once I start a collection, I cannot just miss out on one doll because I don't like her. I'm like, I will, and I also feel like in the future I will thank myself for having gotten her when she was released properly and also with the correct release price, because later on if I miss out and then I want her later on, she'll be even more on eBay. So that's also kind of like my mentality, and also that I can't just not have the full collection, So it's kind of I know it's a burden, it's a curse. It's a curse to be a completionist and then also a collector for so many different doll lines. So it gets a lot. I also worry about like the future. What will it hold? When I think about what it'll look like in 5 years, I honestly don't know how it will look like. Where will I put my dolls? I have no space right now as it is. And then there's more dolls coming next year, every year with all these different doll lines. It kind of I feel overwhelmed just talking about this. And every doll I collect, I do like to some extent. I have a passion for every doll to some extent. It's not like I'm just buying hollow things I have no affection towards. So, but it's still like whenever I get new things, I'm like, it's supposed to make me happy, but then I'm like, why am I not happy? Am I broken that I'm not feeling what I'm supposed to be when I buy something? It's more like just complying with the urge of purchasing something and then getting it and then opening the box and then looking at it for 5 seconds and being like, yay, it got here. Now moving on to the next thing. I don't know. Is it just me? I feel like sometimes I just get over way too quickly. And even though I love like the dolls I buy, I get for a reason, you know. But even then, I feel like with that ground level of it's like, okay, moving on. It's like I'm never satisfied. It's never enough. And it's like I always want more more dolls, please. And then, of course, where's the space? Where's the money going to come from? Where am I going to put them? And then, of course, when you look back on what you do have, you wonder why you don't feel what you should be feeling sometimes. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I go over my Bratz bin that I have now because I have too many Bratz that I share with my with new Barbie dolls that I got. And I go over them and I take them out again. I comb their hair and I'm like, wow, I like her so much. So I find new ways to appreciate dolls that I already have sometimes, and I'm like, oh wow, I forgot I had her, she's really pretty. And then it's like a new level of appreciation, but that doesn't always happen, not with every doll anyway. And then it makes me feel bad that I'm buying these dolls and due to like the high accelerance of releases, I feel like because of how many releases are happening so fast, you kind of don't allow yourself to feel happy for something you got because you're too worried about, moving on to the next thing, being able to collect everything, making sure you have everything, and then not actually taking the time to appreciate everything. But then again, when, like, for instance, I am up to date with my OMG collection, I only need to get the 2 exclusive OMG dolls in the fashion show big pack, which I'm going to wait for sure until it goes on sale because it is not worth that like 100 plus just for the 2 OMG dolls and the amount of cardboard. No sir. And then I'm just waiting on Western Cutie and Golden Heart from the new OMG Series 7. Like, I'm up to date. Like, I know what I need to get next, and it's like until I don't get them, I'm not happy. But then when I do get them, I'm also not happy because I'm just thinking about what's next. It's like sometimes you just kind of shift to autopilot and you don't even realize it, and you just keep doing what you're doing and keep buying the dolls, and it just kind of becomes a pattern and it no longer is special, Anyway, sorry, I don't want to just ramble aimlessly for 10 minutes, so don't worry, we're gonna move on. I just wanted to kind of this, put out my feelings, put them out there, and just maybe if people relate or don't, maybe I can feel even more broken. I don't know. But, it's just, I guess the good thing about being in a community of any, store, doll, gaming, whatever, is that to some extent we all kind of experience the same troubles or, issues because we're all passionate about the same thing, which is kind of beautiful. It's funny, doll burnout sounds like it's not a real thing, but it is a real thing. It's like any kind of burnout, but it's just more specifically for people who collect fashion dolls. And sometimes it can get too much, and with all these releases, with all these options and possibilities, it can get overwhelming. So I guess what could help is, for me, I guess I'm just giving myself advice here, or I don't know, is to, lower standards, lower expectations, and also just to be patient. Because I don't need to, like, I was debating to get Paris Hilton on eBay, the rainbow high doll, because I really like her, and she's pink, and when I get and pink dolls especially have a sweet spot for me. But then I remembered she'll be on Amazon, and I don't want to pay $200 for her on eBay if I know for sure she will be on Amazon like in February. I don't know. So sometimes just waiting also gives you more chance to reflect on the purchases you have made, So that's what I'm deciding. I've decided to not buy her on eBay just because, I know for sure, for a fact, she will come to Amazon. She will pop up again. Same goes with the costume ball dolls. They haven't popped up in my local Smith's Toys website, so I kind of feel like, fear of missing out, FOMO. That's also something else. That's also something else that completely makes sense with this whole subject. I feel like I need to get them. you know, because I need them. And what if they never arrive here and that's Smith's toys? Then I need to get them on eBay. But I think I need to also just realize that if I wait more, they will show up on Amazon one day, you know, for sure. Why would they not carry these dolls, right? It makes no sense. So it's just a matter of waiting, patience, and just being able to also use that time to be more productive and do other things, and not just make doll collecting your whole personality, I guess. I don't know, because I also feel like if I don't have doll collecting, who am I? What am I? You know, like, who am I as a person? I feel like sometimes it's also very important to remember that a hobby you have or something you collect doesn't define you as a person. It's not who you are. It's just one of the many things that makes you, you know? So, oh my God, why am I getting so philosophical here? Jesus Christ, this kumbaya shit. Anyways, I wanted to know what y'all thought of this topic of doll burnout and just, you know, feeling these things as a doll collector. So I put up some questions on my Instagram story like 2 days ago, and here are the answers. My first question was, have you felt overwhelmed by doll releases this year? And I'm really happy to see here that I'm not the only one. I feel like this is also the most general and easy question to answer. Most people answered yes, or, you know, said a certain specific reason, that catching up, not enough money, being in high school, you know, again, financial stability or space, many different reasons. But I feel like overall it can get, again, it was very overwhelming, especially this year. Just so many dolls came. And the next question is, have you ever felt FOMO, fear of missing out? People also agreed here, because this is a very universal feeling. I think people also said that it's just also due to international, you know, delays, and also to Doll Explorer mentioned the YouTube reviews. That's very true, because by the time that, for instance, I get a doll here where I live, no one will care. Keeping the theme of FOMO, have you gotten more dolls because of FOMO? I was actually surprised that people agreed mostly, because I thought people would have more self-control, but I guess not. Yay, I'm not the only one. Next, we have, do you sometimes regret buying certain dolls that you only got due to different circumstances, like FOMO, completing a collection, etc.? Most people agreed, and I'm glad I'm not the only one, because there's definitely some dolls that I'm like, you know, questionable about, but I still like them, and I feel like I also learn new ways to appreciate them. We have a poll up next for if you're a completionist. The lowest one was for nope, I'm in control, sometimes wink wink, nudge nudge. 70 votes, 25%. Then second place we have, unfortunately, yes, at 25 votes, 36%. And then most people voted, I only get dolls I feel passionate about, at 39%, 27 votes. And then the question was here, have you lost excitement for a doll because it was too stressful or hard, frustrating to get? You know, like for instance, Haute Couture, doll hunting, it was sold out, or, you know, delays again because you're an international fan and it just takes a while for dolls to reach wherever you live. Here we can really see the cracks for Monster High releases, especially Real Drama and Haute Couture, or just straight up Mattel Creations products in general. People were not having a fun time collecting these. I don't remember why I chose this question, but it's, have you ever hated yourself for no longer feeling attached to a doll? And actually, there were some people who agreed, but I think most people were neutral or disagreed, which I know it's understandable because this is a very specific situation and feeling to have. I love this comment. It's from @DollXBoudoir. Lol girl, that's some strong emotions. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. The next question is, do you worry about exceeding doll releases, higher prices, etc.? And girl, me totally. I worry all the time, and I'm very happy that most people agreed, because it is a very universal problem, and not just with doll collecting, but like with any hobby you have, like Lego collectors, like they need a lot of space. It is difficult, and it's some good advice is like limiting yourself, like not buying too much and just having boundaries. But yeah, it's a tough world out there. Next up, we have a poll for, have you ever felt doll burnout? For the majority, people voted hell yes at 33 votes for 42%. Then we have Shell 19 votes, 24%. And then it does get to me sometimes, 27 votes at 34%. Then for the question, it was, do you sometimes worry about how you can keep buying dolls? Also, due to space or money was supposed to, it got blocked there in the story. But most people did agree, saying specifically specifically due to, you know, higher prices and then also international fans. It's very much just it's like repeating, you know, it's the same issues on and on and on. And but it's hard to not get overwhelmed because it is a valid issue. And then the last question here is also a very specific question. Have you ever ordered a doll and then forgot about ordering her, and then when the doll arrived you were kind of like no longer feeling the same emotions like when you originally placed the order? And most people replied no, but some people did have some situations and experiences where that was the case, which again, that's a very specific scenario to be in, but I'm very glad that I'm not the only one. Once again, I want to thank everyone who took their time to reply to these questions on my story, and if you want to be included like this in a future video, then check out my Instagram page down below. And I'm thinking that was the video. I had a nice time just, I guess, kind of venting, and I hope it kind of made sense and it was okay. As always, you know the drill. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the adulty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time. Stay peachy. Kisses.